Welcome to I Am Well podcast. I am your host, Gemma, a nutritionist and mindset coach passionate about all things health and wellness. I'm going to take you on a journey to discovering what health means for you and how to create a life you love living. I'm on a mission to uplift those who feel overwhelmed with what it means to be healthy, reminding you, my listeners, that nutrition is only one aspect of health, and empower you to live your best life on your terms. Let's get to it. Hi guys, and welcome back to I Am Well podcast. Today I've got on
Someone a game show host.
my sister. Honestly, we said we would do this monthly, and we've skipped a few months, Courtney.
We have.
I blame you.
Of course. We just haven't been very busy or anything.
Yeah, I know.
Moving houses.
Yes, so there's been a few things going on. So excuse us, we did say we'd do this monthly, but instead I've been moving. That's one thing. I mean, I have said that on the podcast already. But yes, I've been in the...
That's such a big thing. It takes...
That was... Yeah, it took
ages.
forever. And having two kids and doing it. And we moved from such a big place. Like it was 4 bedroom, 2 living areas. And now we live in 3 bedroom, 1 living area. Yeah. So we've had to get rid of a lot of furniture, which is crazy in itself because we bought all that for the new house, when we built it. How crazy is that? So we built in Melbourne, and we lived in that house that we built for about 7 months. And then we moved to Melbourne, to Queensland.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, how many times in the past 5 years have we all moved houses?
I know. We were literally saying this the other day, how we've done way too much in the last, 5-10 years. Yeah. I feel like it's just nonstop. I was actually saying this to Gabby yesterday. I was like, we don't stop, and I think we're getting addicted to the thrill.
Yeah. We're like, okay, so who's moving next? What are we doing? Because everyone's always moving.
Yeah.
Everyone's always doing something huge.
Yeah, because I don't even know when it kind of started. I guess ever since when Shane and I got married, and then we had kids, and then you and Brad moved out, got married, had kids, and then it just was this big roller coaster. And then not to mention COVID as well. We went through that
and
in the
not
salon.
Even that, just why did we decide to move houses so much?
I don't know. Well, we wanted to move to a bigger house. When we first built, it was such a small house, small bit of land, and we went through COVID in it, and we didn't have a big enough backyard, and we're like, we want to move to a bigger land, bigger house, and we always talked about moving to Queensland, moving states. We always talked about it, but that's just a thing all Melburnians do. Everyone just goes, oh, one day I want to move to Queensland. So I never really thought that it could be a true possibility, whereas I think in your head you were like, no, it can happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, because I that's what they say. It's I envisioned it and was like, no, I can see us doing it. I can see us there, and I can see us with small kids there. So I know it's gonna happen. And then I was like, yep, it's happening. So hey, but I did not make you build a new house, move into a different house, move into another different house, move into your house, then sell and move up here.
Yeah. So yeah, bit of a backstory, but we were building. And then we obviously had to live somewhere while we built because we sold the other house. We lived with my parents. And then COVID hit, so the build took longer.
Yeah, the build took such a long time, which was unexpected.
We had a baby in that time.
Yeah.
Then moved in because Mum got a little town. It was a townhouse, was it?
Yeah,
townhouse. Moved in with Mum, and for only a month and a bit.
Yeah, no idea.
And then we moved into our newly built house for 7 months, and then we were like, oh, Courtney and Brad are going to Queensland. Okay, let's go.
And then moved house again. And then a year later moved house again.
Yeah.
Not even a year.
Yeah. I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Yeah. No surprise. But it'll be good because this is you don't need all the space. We found since what's it called? Not sizing down.
Yeah.
We found it's been better for your mental health and everything? Like,
so much better. And I think like this is actually a really good lesson to be learned. And no one's going to believe me when I say it, but try to take it on. But I just feel like, you know, in like society kind of it teaches you without you realizing that if you get married, if you, you know, build the house, if you have the kids, like you're becoming successful. Like I don't know.
It's not like Australian dream, isn't it? That's what it's always been. Like you have a job, you build a house, get married, have kids and everything like that. It's just the old fashioned great Australian dream.
Yeah. So I think we did that without realizing that that's what society was teaching us to do.
Yeah.
Like I just thought that's what I really wanted. And it's not to say that I regret having my kids and I regret doing what we did, because it got us to where we are now and I love where we are now. But I always had this mentality like, the bigger the house, the more successful you are.
Bigger is always better. Like,
and one day my dream goal is to have a big piece of land and, you know, but be that successful that I don't have to worry about maintaining it myself and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whereas like back, you know, 2 years ago, we really wanted that big piece of land, thinking like it was our dream, but instead it just made us more stressed. And then we moved into a big house when we moved up to Queensland, kind of without realizing, like we did see it sight unseen, but that's what I thought I needed. I thought I needed the 4 bedrooms. I thought I needed the 2 living areas. Yeah. And then we realized we don't even use the second living area. And being in Queensland, it's always such nice weather. We're always out.
Yeah.
And it's so annoying. I could never keep the house clean.
Yeah.
Whereas like before you came around this morning, I quickly cleaned up and it didn't even take me that long, like about 10, 15 minutes. Whereas in a big house, it just takes forever.
Yeah.
So I think that's a huge lesson that I've learned.
Yeah.
That it doesn't matter.
No. And it's not about like the size, like what you always want. Like, because you said you always wanted a big house and everything like that. But then when you get it, you're like, wait, I don't actually want this. It's like just a bit of a reality check. Like, oh, what do I actually want? I want like the area or the suburb. Because like you've said, like it's nicer to get out around here than where you were before because there's a nicer path and all that. Like,
yeah. So and we live in such a small place that there's not even grass here. So Shane's not even mowing.
Yeah, so not wasting the time on the weekends, like doing that stuff.
Yeah. And not like, as I said, like I would eventually love a big backyard and all that, but I don't want it to become so stressful that it takes up our weekends where we're trying to maintain a house.
Yeah.
So it's definitely changed my whole outlook and perspective on what I want.
Yeah.
What about you? Like, since moving here, like, is there any big life lessons that you've learned?
Probably just to slow down because just like how quickly the kids are growing up. Like, I think looking back at how busy our lives were, like with everything happening, I've now just gone, okay, now it's just time to take a breath and be like, oh my God, like this is such a small amount of time in our life where like I'll be home with the kids and then like there'll be this little that they'll depend on us, but it's only for such a short amount of time because already Sass is like so independent and everything and just doesn't want help and everything anymore. I'm like, oh my God, it's that ending. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I'm like, I think that's the thing that I've like taken on this year is just like to be really trying to be really present and really slow in life and just.
And that's okay.
Yeah. And not have to always be going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like for the past few years, that's all we've been doing. Mm-hmm. So.
And it's like, that's what I've even learnt doing the business. Like at the start I was doing it and I was getting so tired and so burnt out. And even now I still am. Like and it's such a lesson each time. I'm like, wait, this isn't what I wanted to create. I wanted to do this so I could
enjoy it. And you want to wake up every day enjoying, not stressing that, oh my God, like, of course there's going to be like times where like there's a lot to do and everything like that.
But to enjoy it, though. Enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
And I think like, especially like women, like once we've had babies and stuff, it's always like, oh, when are you going back to work?
Yeah.
When are you starting work? Yeah. Like, what are you doing for work?
It's literally always the question.
Yeah. Or when are you having the next one? You know, either those questions, and you're just kind of, it puts so much pressure because you just go, I don't know, like, and I don't know what I like, and it's okay not knowing what you want to do either. Like, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I just feel like as soon as you're 18, everyone's like, okay, you must decide what you're going to study, what you're going to do, like, and
you must have your whole entire life planned out for you. But
and you have to
18
stick,
years old.
and you have to stick into that same job for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
In order to climb the ladder and be successful.
Yeah, well, I feel like in the older generations, it's very much like their whole lives they only had one, like, job title, not like one, but it's like had one career. They were always like, if you were a teacher, you just stayed a teacher. If you were an accountant, you just stayed an accountant. Whereas, like, I feel like our generations are like dabbling here and going, yeah, no, I don't really like that, and they're like go switching, which I think the old generation like, no, you can't do that.
That's really it's really judged.
Yeah, so it's like, no, you should have your whole life planned out, and like you should be doing this. But everyone now is like, no, we want to enjoy our lives. Like we don't, we want to experience different things and all that. So I think that's very much changed.
Yeah, we're kind of like, they kind of looked at. That's why I think everyone, because there's like everyone keeps saying how like Gen Z's like lazy and they're not working hard enough, but I'm also kind of like, but did that work for you? Like, that's what I want to kind of ask them. I'm like, so did working really hard to the bone just to make ends meet, like, was that fun? Yeah. Like, is that enjoyable? And then, they'd probably come back and be like, but that's the whole point. Like, it's not fun. You've got to work. And I'm like, but that's what we get taught. Like, where does it say anywhere in some book that, like, in order for you to be happy, successful, live the life that you want, that you have to work really hard every single day? No. Like, we just get told that.
Yeah. You get taught it through school that you're meant to work to, like, 9 to 5 and everything like that. Like, just like school, like, set hours and you're meant to sit down and do, like, it's such a old-fashioned thing that, it definitely is changing slowly, but like I feel like it'll be funny to see in like 20, 30, 40 years time what they're doing, because like it's so different for us now to what like our parents were doing. So I reckon it'll be even different now, and we'll probably be like, oh, what are they doing?
They're so lazy.
We'll be the judgmental ones.
It'll be interesting to see like what's going to be around at their age, like honestly,
like the internet,
AI and all that. Like, I'm so just bewildered with what they're doing with AI now. Yeah. Can you imagine what we're going to have like when they're older?
I was listening to another podcast, Shameless, this morning, and they were talking that they're like saying way back when we used to be like, oh, robots are going to rule the world, and we were like, oh, that's a bit scary. Yeah. And now it's like, well, yes, they actually sort of are now.
They sort of are here.
But we've named them bots to make it seem more friendly rather than robots. We've shortened it to bots to make it be like, oh, a bit more friendly than just robots. I was like, oh my God, that's so true.
That's so funny, but it is. Yeah. It's actually true. Like, we've been like, oh, cute little, chat GPT, AI here and there. And it's like, but it's kind of also
iRobot.
A little bit scary. Yeah, iRobot with Will Smith. Yeah. 100% makes me think of that.
We're all doomed.
And oh my God, I actually saw this the other day. You would already know about it, and probably everyone that's listening to it knows about it already. But I'm slow. But in LA they have the
robots
that drive the cars.
Oh, the cars, yes. No,
but they also have robots.
In the street. I've seen robots doing the food delivery in the streets and everything, and they're just like potting along. But then I did see that someone did it. Someone went in them. Who was it? I saw the TikTok.
I did see a TikTok about it. Someone was, damn it, it's an influencer or something. I did see someone show it. Yeah. But they hop in the car.
I don't know if
and the car drives itself.
That's crazy. I saw that on TikTok and was like, oh my God, what? Like, that freaks me out.
All taxi drivers must be like, oh God.
First Uber came along, took all the original taxis, and now robots are.
That is crazy though. When you see it driving itself, like when it stops at the stop sign and then it turns around the corner and the wheel's just turning, and I'm like, this is crazy.
I get it because like they're so smart and everything, but then what happens if like something unexpected happens and you need to fully brake? Like, I don't know.
Or it holds you hostage and like pulls you in and takes you to a safe place.
Yeah, you've watched too many movies.
Sorry, we were just talking about iRobot, so like my mind is
I was more like safety. You're just like a horror movie.
What if someone's like pre-programmed it to then like take you after? I'm literally putting these fears into like people listening now.
I'd be like, yeah, take me for a ride. Where are we going?
But honestly, it's like that is crazy. And also, the little robots, I have seen them. What do they do?
I think they do food deliveries and that. So like they do go around and like do the like Uber Eats, but like as a robot. And they're literal robots on the footpath though.
Yeah.
And they've got smiley faces to look nice and friendly.
We don't kill. But like they must not, like they must only get to a certain point, right? So like they go upstairs.
I think they've just got wheels. Like I haven't looked into the details.
That's honestly.
Again, I've just seen it on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok's like the newest Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the future is honestly, it's insane. I'm so excited to see. I'm also like, this is
excited to get us more busy with more future stuff.
I know, this is such a random episode. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm going off on a random tangent, but I just have to also say this too, because I've heard it like 3 times now. I've heard different podcasts talk about aliens as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw Indy Clinton post. I can just keep talking about all these influencers and all that. It's my whole life. I saw she posted and was like, tell me like things you believe in that are weird or whatever.
Yeah. And
someone posted and was like, that aliens created us and Earth to make it a fun little game for them to view.
We're like the Sims for them.
Yeah, like the Sims. I'm like, that's crazy. Do people believe that? I don't know, obviously.
That is weird.
That's a weird thing.
I guess we kind of all say, you know, the universe did this, but maybe it's the aliens.
This podcast's getting weird.
But like honestly, I know, because I actually heard it on a very serious podcast yesterday. I was listening to like they were actually talking about, you know, blood glucose levels and stuff like that. So it was actually very serious. But then she was like, "Yeah, I want to be around long enough to like find out if there's aliens." And I was like, so funny how she just randomly slid that in there. And I'm like, okay, so do we actually think aliens are real? Like, is that...
Well, when you start looking at, like, the space stuff, and they start talking about space and how big it is and how minuscule we are and, like, how...
Yeah.
I'm like...
There's got to be something, right?
Like, that freaks me out of how, like, small we are on the whole scheme of everything. I'm like, I can't think about it too much. So I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? We're just in a universe... Like, if you think too deeply, I get freaked out.
It hurts my head if I think too much about it. Because, like... You like those things where it zooms out of Earth and then you're in the space and then you just see that there's even parts of space that they haven't even discovered yet because it's just too big. So I'm just like, wait, hold on. So wait, where are we? Like, you know, like that is just mind-blowing. Yeah. Like that we're just floating.
Well, at least we're not I think they probably like it, but like, at least we're not the bloody astronauts stuck out at space till February.
What? I didn't hear about this.
What?
No.
They're meant to be there.
I missed out on news stuff.
TikTok. It's just on TikTok. No. Because you see them floating around. But,
they're floating in space?
Like they're in a compartment.
Oh, I think you mean
contraption. I don't know what it is, a rocket, whatever it is. But no, they went out for like 2 weeks and then something ended up going wrong. And now they're stuck out till February. So they went out knowing like, oh, we'll be back in time for like everything. They're going to miss out on Christmas and everything. Oh. But like, there's 2 of them in a rocket, not very big by the look of it, or like a space station or something. I don't know what they're called. But yeah, they're stuck out there till Feb.
Do they have enough food?
I don't know. Again, I don't look deeply into things. I just see like
skim. Oh, that's so upsetting.
Yeah, but like how scary would that be? You're stuck out at space. But imagine like, I don't know.
Wow. Why can't they get back earlier? Like,
something happened with something or other. I don't know.
Some technical things.
Technical issues, and now they're stuck out and they can't come back.
Anyway, it actually makes you think though. Then I did hear this on a podcast at the start of the year, but it does put everything into perspective. So if ever like you're feeling like there's too much going on, or you're so stressed, or you even are like having some fight with a friend or a family member or anything. If you do picture yourself like just being that small out in space, it's kind of like puts everything into perspective. Yeah. It's kind of like, why are we
putting so much energy into that? Like, it's unnecessary. But also, it just reminds me of like Horton Hears a Who, when they're on the little speck
of dust.
Yeah, and they just think it's nothing, but it's like there's a whole world.
And that world is like the Grinch's world, isn't it?
Yeah.
We know a lot of Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
No, but I like talking about another video I saw, but this morning I actually saw like there was some argument or some fight on TikTok where a woman stole a man's charger, a phone charger on a plane.
That, but I skipped it because I was like, I just think this is silly.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, what? And this has made news. This has made news.
Day.
It was on the Daily Mail. It was on and I'm like, what? And then the guy who got it stolen from or whatever happened is filming the girl going, hey, give me back my charger. And then she goes, yeah, I'll give it to you now. And then he's like, well, I'm filming you for my TikTok. Like, you stole my charger. And I'm like, this
that's when the internet turns weird.
This is crazy, guys.
That's not a fun time. That's not what the internet's for.
Yeah.
It's meant to be fun.
But that's where we, like, in society today, like, we are getting lost. Like, we are forgetting the bigger picture here. Like, we're forgetting, like, there's so much more out there in the world. Like, argument over a phone charger, like, oh my God, like.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know. It was just insane. And I just, it scares me that that's, like, our big problem now.
I feel like this podcast is like this episode's just all about us watching videos. I feel like we should
make it
a video podcast.
A video podcast. We'll
we're reviewing all these videos.
Send us your videos and we'll review them.
Well, all it is.
You can tell we're on TikTok a lot.
I know.
Honestly. No. Today's podcast is literally just a chill one, but also just to catch up, you know? We both haven't taken a breather. As I said, we've both been super busy.
Yeah.
And I guess I just wanted to catch up. We were supposed to do this monthly, but we didn't. And our last podcast, we were talking about, like, confidence and stuff. So I guess just, like, debriefing, coming back in, like, how's it all going? Like, I know you're doing so much more now too, like with you do Pilates and stuff in the morning and you go down to the beach, you've got your routines, like, do you feel like having those morning routines is, like, really helpful for you now?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's helped my mental health, which has also then helped, like, my confidence and everything like that, just when you feel better. But yeah, I definitely feel like having a routine in the morning is what I thrive on. Yeah. Because I used to do it all the time. So I thrived back then. And now I'm just, like, implementing it again. And I'm like, okay, no, I'm like...
You missed it.
Yeah, I missed it. Like, now I'm going to the gym at 5 a.m. and everything like that. And I was like, that just makes me feel like I've got my life together for some unknown reason, because it doesn't really do much. But it just makes me mentally ready for the day and everything like that. So I definitely find that finding what works for you and, like, that type of thing, like, it definitely does make a difference. Because, like, for a moment there I was just, like, not doing anything and not really, like, having a routine and just taking every day as it came, and I was like, that just wasn't working.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely feel like I'm finding my confidence and everything through doing that and through sorting myself out, sort of.
Yeah. So, like, what is your morning routine at the moment? I kind of know, but...
So 4 days I will get up, my alarm will go off at 4:45, and I'll get up very early and very much not want to do it, but I still do it, and just get up and then go to the gym and be there for about an hour, or just under, and then come back, and then I'll, like, get the girls ready and all that, and then depending if they're at school or not, we either go out in the morning if the girls are home, just to get out of the house, because you need to with kids.
You have to, yeah. Even in this place I'm living at, smaller now, so I'm like, I have to get out.
Yeah. So get out with the girls, do something, like, outdoorsy, which is also a benefit of living here.
Yes.
You can do that all the time without worrying about jackets, rain, windy, like... And Sassy even going out, it's too cold. I'm like, it's not cold. Oh my God. It's not cold. You don't know cold.
She's climatized.
Like, bloody hell. But, yeah, and then if they're at school or daycare that day, I'm like, just do my own thing for myself. Like, I'll go to the beach and go for a walk along the beach and everything like that. So it's very nice, but I just have found having a little routine each week has helped me feel stable, as in, like, mentally.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I agree with that, especially for you, because I know you did have that routine. I remember when I was pregnant with Summer, you had such a rigid morning routine and stuff, and you were doing really well.
Yeah.
And then
I think it like depends on like who type of person you are as well, because like what we discovered last week is like we were going into horoscopes and everything like that, but like our element signs and stuff like that, and like mine is like, I think, was it air? I think mine's air.
Yours is air. Because we get along because I'm fire. So fire needs
like,
air.
Yeah. So I very much like structure, and I like
to be organized
and everything like that, but it like needs to make sense to me in my brain and things like that. Whereas yours was like very much more like
go with the flow.
So it was just like
I just burn down the houses too. I'm a bit like go, and I don't think, which is actually so me.
Yeah,
which is funny.
So it's funny. So it's like it definitely comes down to like what your traits are and things like that. Because what I do doesn't work with everyone. Like some people would hate having that structure and things like that, but
that actually brings up a really good point, because when you're in like the personal development world, everyone is always harping on like you've got to have your morning routine, you've got to have a night routine, and you know there's even that book that came out, it's like the 5 a.m. club, like all that kind of stuff. And I've only just come to terms with it now, like literally now, like in the last few weeks, that I've realized it's okay that I don't thrive off that. Yeah. You know, I always thought I had to be a part of the 5 a.m. club. I always had to make sure I was up, doing my meditation, going for a run, doing my journaling. But then it was burning me out more. Yeah. Because I was doing it because someone told you to do it. And I thought I was doing it, and that meant I was successful. Yeah. Once again, it was literally like what we were talking about with the houses. Yeah. I have a bigger house, I would be successful. Yeah. If I did these things and in the morning I ticked them off, then I'd be successful. And I was actually creating too much on my to-do list that I was actually burning myself out. So for me, I've realized like my morning routine varies, it changes, but I can handle that. And it makes sense.
That's what you thrive off.
It makes sense because like we are, you know, as we were saying, we're different. Yeah. Like elements, and like mine's fire, so I can be a little bit more all over the place, but that's how I kind of thrive. And that's where I've really started to come into my own. And only in the last few weeks, especially when I went to that event in the last 2 weeks on the Gold Coast, which is amazing and was all about embodying yourself and becoming confident with who you are. That's where I really clicked, like, it's okay that I'm like this. Yeah. I think for so long I was always trying to be like what I thought was successful. Yeah. Which was, I thought, you have to get up super early. Yeah. You have to do these things. Your house always has to be clean. Yeah. And then that's when you're going to create success. But I've realized I'm actually starting to create more success around me right now. Yeah. Just being me.
And what makes you happy.
Which is so easy, like, so it sounds so simple, like, and so corny, like, just be yourself. Like, everyone always says that. But it's always with a, like, don't you ever feel like the message is like, just be yourself, but
not too much.
Also do this. You know, like, be yourself, but like, you should actually be doing this in the mornings. Like, you should, and it was because I was falling into the trap of social media. I was getting stuck into the videos where it was like, you had to do all this. Yeah. So like now one morning I'll, like, kids wake me up at around 5, which is, if I could, I would actually sleep until 6. Yeah. But at the moment it's Brooklyn or Summer. They're either waking me up around 5:15. So I'll be up with them. I'll read a chapter of my book. I like having a slow morning. I like reading first. Yeah. And then I'll start getting ready. I'll get the kids ready, take them. Yeah. And then depending on what I have that day, I might go to the gym and I'll go do that. Or I'll come, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, like if I'm feeling the house is getting too messy or something like that, I'll actually put the gym off and come home and do that. Yeah. And I won't hate on myself for it. Yeah. I won't be like, I missed out on a gym session. Yeah. I'll be like, no, I needed to do this because it keeps me centered. Yeah. It keeps me feeling like, okay, things are calm. I've got it together, you know. Yeah. Once again, past me would be like, no, I can't clean. I've got to go to the gym because I can't miss a day of gym.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not going to be fit or I'm not going to get toned or like. Yeah. And it's just not true. It's whatever you think that you create.
100%.
So I'm glad that you brought that up because it does really like, it makes sense. And I feel like you don't want to be like everyone else. Like you want to obviously
be different. Like
be different.
Yeah.
And yeah, we did go through our element signs. It was really funny. And like we do gel really well together, but we also are sometimes so different.
Yeah.
You know,
on the complete opposite ends of like things.
Yeah. And I was actually talking to Mum the other day. I was saying how funny it was that time when we were younger. Remember when we spent every second of the day together?
Yeah.
We were going to school together.
In high school.
Yeah, high school. We were dancing together like every second of the day.
Literally.
And then we went to dancing. We had like a boxing session.
Yeah, because we were in a fight earlier. So like
it was all about Mum's shoes, wasn't it?
Yeah. So much because you were driving, so we'd get up in the morning, it'd just be you and I at home because Mum and Dad were off at work. Yeah. You would drive us to school because you could drive at that point. We would go to school together. Like, obviously we're in different years, but still you're at the same school, you interact.
Yeah.
Then get in the car, drive home together.
Get ready for dancing.
And
then I would drive us to dancing.
And then we'd drive to dancing. But that night, you wanted to wear Mum's shoes and I wanted to wear Mum's shoes.
Classic sibling fight, right?
Yeah.
Why did we not have our own? Why did we both want to wear
new ones that we wanted or something? But like,
I so don't understand why we wanted to wear Mum's shoes. But yeah, classic sibling fight right there. But you know what was funny? Like we had like a boxing session and we were doing boxing. And then we just both realised how ridiculous it was, and we both just started laughing.
That was funny. That was so funny that we got into an actual fight. Like we were so angry at each other. Like I think I bad at me, but I threw the shoes at you. Pretty sure I threw the shoes at you. I was like, you wear them then.
I do not remember that.
Sweet. Now you do.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
But then like. It's so funny that then we did boxing session. Like we never did boxing sessions at dancing.
Like why was that night?
Was that? And then like everyone partnered up and we were like, because this was like a new school, so there wasn't like heaps of kids, like heaps of kids. Like so when we were like, oh, we have to be partners, we were like, oh, okay. And then it was just so funny because we just burst into laughter. And we were like,
just think of two little girls like boxing and they're really angry at each other because they wanted to wear their mum's shoes. And then we were just like, what are we doing?
We were like,
Classic sibling fight.
Yeah.
Next month is October. Oh my gosh. We're coming to the end of the year. It's so crazy.
Then we got your 30th.
Oh yeah, my 30th at the end of the year. I'm excited.
Big 3-0.
Yeah. I can't believe 30. Like,
maybe halfway to 60.
Oh, guess what happened to me yesterday?
What? Did you get an elderly card?
No. Excuse me. No, we were at rude. I'm not that old. We were out for lunch. I was out for lunch and
you got ID'd.
Yes.
All right. Sorry, I just ruined.
You ruined the story. All right, I will say the story so at least there's some suspense. But we were getting lunch and I had a Shiraz. And the girl came out and she said, sorry, I just would like to see your ID.
Oh my God.
She asked me and she didn't ask Abby. And then I was just like, oh, and I just was like, oh, okay. I was like, worried at first that I even had, ID? I had to make sure I had it. And then I gave it to the girls, like, and then she goes, oh. And I'm like, oh, you've just seen the year. And she went, so how old does that make you? And I was like, well, I'll be 30 soon. And then she's like, oh my God, I got to get your skincare routine.
See, everyone always said, because you used to hate it when we were younger and everyone thought I was older than you, but everyone always like, no, you'll benefit when you're older, you'll look younger.
How funny is that though, like I could look like I'm 17.
That's insane.
You know?
Yeah, that's
They're
crazy.
worried that I'm 17 and ordering a drink. I'm like, wow.
And if you're 17, I don't think you're going to be ordering a Shiraz while you're out at lunch. I feel like that's not the drink you're going to go for.
You know, like the party animal in me. Like, I was so shocked. And then Gabby was like, oh, ask her, but don't ask me.
Yeah,
and I was
like, get mine out.
No. But yeah, you could tell the girl, like once I said that and when she found out and stuff, she was so awkward. But so funny.
Oh well, take that. That's a good. There you go.
Yeah, I know.
So you're 30, but look 17. Nice.
Well, it makes sense because when I was like 17, everyone said I looked like I was 10.
Oh.
So, I mean, I'm always going to be like 12 years younger or something.
Take that.
Yeah. So, yeah, busy, but we'll make sure that we keep doing this monthly.
Yeah.
I'll ask for some suggestions and next time we'll have a proper theme. But I just wanted this to be a fun, chilled chat.
Lots of random things.
I'm so sorry if you're like used to my episodes and you kind of like, I thought Gemma was going to teach me something here. Nope.
No, we're talking about aliens.
No. But I just think it's nice to throw in some fun ones here and there. Anyway, we'll have a proper theme for next time. But I love you and leave you. Thank you for listening. And thanks for coming on again, Court. Bye, guys.